going on, everybody? It is Wednesday, June 6th, and I'm here to, lick my wounds, I guess. Last night was brutal. Not the best. Some of my stacks were fine, I never got that lineup that, broke free. And apparently I didn't have enough of my Braves as they went bananas last night. So, today is another day. We've got a fun-ish slate. Decent size for the main slate, 10 games. DraftKings is normal and has a fun early slate. FanDuel ruined it again by not including the 3 o'clock games, so thanks a lot, FanDuel. I'll take my money to DK for that one. Yeah, that's where we're at. Decent size early slate if you want to play on DK. Great main slate, and us to talk about all of it. We're going to touch on the main slate first and then circle back to look at some early slate exposures and, just take a holistic approach to the whole day. So, Jake, what's going on?
Not much. Pretty much said it all. Got crushed last night, so that happens. But we're here to make it back today. Pitching's weird on the main slate, so I'm having a tough time picking a third spotlight pitcher. There's 2 guys that I like quite a bit, and then after that, it's pretty tough. So maybe we could find out more about some of these pitchers as the show goes on.
Yeah, the pitching had me paused really big time earlier. How do these cards work? Maybe I can't do them while it's live.
Which one?
Well, I had 2 created to put the polls up, but I'm not entirely sure how to make people see that. Oh, they're there. They're on the screen. Cool.
Let me check it out.
I don't know how to find the damn results. But on the chat screen, or on the viewing screen, there should be a drop-down menu in the top right corner that has 2 separate polls. One for your favorite 10K pitcher on DK, and then one for your favorite main slate stack. Hell if I know how to get to... Oh, if you click on it, it even gives you poll results. That's fun. Testing new stuff out here, guys. So, Greg Massey, we're gonna do early slate advice towards the end, so probably I don't know, 45 minutes from now.
Yeah. Don't worry, we got some main slate takes for you.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like you can vote.
Let me see if I can vote.
So if you look in the top right-hand corner, there's a 3-dotted icon in the video itself, which you can click on and vote in the 2 polls that I have up right now. So we'll see how well that shakes out. I don't know where I can go to view the results, but apparently we have something fun to do.
I can't see where I'm voting, but whatever. If they know what you're talking about, then that's fine.
Do you have, if you were trying to watch the stream, is that where you're at right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, in the top right-hand corner of the video...
Oh, I see. All right, yeah. When you roll over with the mouse, so you have to roll over onto the actual video, our faces, and then you click on the top right.
And you get 2 polls that pop up?
All right, here we go. Let me vote on this.
Okay.
Favorite stack.
I'm going to try to find out how I could view this crap, otherwise, but I don't know.
All right, I got my votes in. Let's see.
It showed me results when I did it, but I don't know where to go for real-time results, unless it just automatically does that. Let me know when you vote on the main slate.
I did.
Or the stack, rather.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did? Did you vote for the A's as well?
No, I just clicked the Minnesota Jakes.
Shit. Alright, well, it's still showing me... Is it showing you 50-50?
No, it's showing me 100.
Yeah, it's showing me 100% A's, because I voted for the A's.
Huh.
Are you logged in as you, or... Awesome?
Oh, I'm logged into the account, that's why.
Okay, so that probably just... All that
Maybe if I do it on my phone.
Take away my A's vote and go Twins. So That's a good point. Let me do it on my phone. Sorry, guys. We're working stuff in. Trying to figure out how to add voting to this stuff.
Yeah, get you guys involved here.
And honestly, how much fun? All right, I just voted Sox and it's showing me 100%. So great. Oh yeah, the polls are there if you click on them. So if I vote on other, yeah, that's 100%. Doesn't appear to be adding anybody's results together. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Card poll results YouTube. We're having a production meeting online as we do this.
You gotta show people behind the scenes. This is how the big bucks are made. Let's do the all day.
I'm not sure that you see real-time results. Go to your channel's YouTube analytics, click cards, go over the chart item. Yeah, I'm there, but I don't have real-time results.
Are people voting?
I have no idea.
Because if they aren't, then that might be the problem. But
well, I mean, I voted independently. You voted independently. We have at least 3.
okay.
Next to the poll card. Yeah, well, that's not real time. No, you can't. You can't do that.
Nothing like starting off the stream arguing with the internet.
Well, you know, that's what you do in life nowadays. You just argue with the internet.
You just argue with everything. Great.
Let's dive in. Fuck it. We got polls if you want to vote in them. I don't know where the hell the answers end up, but we'll figure that out later. First game up, Dodgers and Pirates. Dodgers 4.3 run implied total. Pirates 4.2. It's a 51% chance to win for the Dodgers. Caleb Ferguson going for LA. Trevor Williams going for Pittsburgh.
Ooh. First.
Are you oohing Trevor Williams?
No. Ferguson. I couldn't see who was going for the Dodgers. I didn't even know on the night shift.
Oh. Well, Caleb Ferguson, evidently.
All right, let's check him out.
And he grades out, like, okay for me. It looks like he's got some stuff. Not the best ability to be in and around the plate. So I'm going to get a little bit of Caleb Ferguson, but this game is basically a wash for me. I don't really want any part of it.
Okay, so this guy, Ferguson, looks like, yeah, he's got some decent strikeout stuff. I'm going to dig into him more as the day goes on. This is the first that I'm hearing of him. I'm sure he's a minor leaguer. That he's probably some sort of decent prospect. Let's see.
I don't think he is.
Round 38 he was drafted in. So this is whatever. It doesn't really matter what round he was drafted in. It matters how good he is now. But I'll be looking at some of his stuff as the day goes on. But lefty against the Pirates is a pretty decent matchup. Depending on what kind of lineup they roll out. If they have Freese and Rodriguez in there, it's a little bit tougher. But in general, I like the matchup. I like playing lefties against the Pirates.
Okay. Yeah, I got no more than 4% ownership on anybody. Oh, wait, that's not true. I got 5% Starling Marte on DK, but I'm barely getting anything here. I'm surprised that I don't get any Pirates because they're cheap. But I guess they might be too cheap.
Too cheap.
I don't know.
I mean, the way I'm doing pitching today, I think I'm going to be able to pay up for every bat that I want. So, I don't know. You might not. Yeah, you might not need the stack that's that cheap. So, who knows?
In my little like personal ranking system, independent of like ownership and stuff, the Pirates are my my 4th best team, like dollar for dollar. But I got none of them, and that's really rare for me.
Okay.
To the point where it's like it makes me feel like my crunch was off. But they popped up in DK, so I don't think it would be weird. But I'm gonna end up with a little bit of Pirates, I think.
I mean, that's fair. It looks like Ferguson is really good, or pretty good at creating swinging strikes. So that gets me even more interested. That makes me think that he's probably got pretty decent stuff. He went 96 pitches, 2 starts ago. Looks like he had a tough outing in his last start. Only went 63, but probably because he gave up a handful of earned runs and walked a bunch of guys. Walks look like they may be an issue for this guy. So at least moderate interest in Ferguson, just with a really quick look at him.
Yeah, I'll probably end up with a little bit of him. We're not projecting any ownership on him, 1% on DK, so I'll have a lot of him in comparison to the field if that holds up.
Okay. And then you said you like some Pirates bats.
I want to like Pirates bats. Like, Josh Harrison leading off, 2,900. Meadows is 3,400. Lefty, so whatever. Marte, 2,900. Josh Bell, 2,600. Everybody else at the bottom of the order, just like essentially minimum salary. You can do a lot of like interesting stuff with a Pirates stack. They're just... I think it's probably because I put a salary limit in.
Yeah.
Because you can obviously functionally put Pirates stack in here. Not that it's any good or anything, but I think it's hard to like use the rest of your money if you do that. Like Aaron Nola is only 9,600 on FanDuel, so there's not like there's like a Scherzer type guy to spend that pitching salary on. So I think the Pirates are just getting pinched because of their price point.
That's fair, and I don't think that I would have them as one of my top stacks, so I probably won't end up on mini Pirates. I think Freeze is fine, Harrison's fine leading off, but I don't think I'm going out of my way to target any of these guys, and I actually might be playing some Ferguson. Just looking at him, I'll dive deeper into him as the day goes on. Any Dodgers you like?
Not really. I mean, I got barely any Chris Taylor. I would have assumed that I liked them more, but
yeah.
I mean, 4.3 run implied total. There's some sort of weird respect thing going on here.
Well, Williams is just really good at limiting hard hits, so that's what is making me avoid the Dodgers as far as stacking them. I like Grandal, and that's pretty much it. But he's expensive, 4,100 on DraftKings, so you're not really getting a discount either.
Yeah, like I got a marginal amount of him. I don't know. It's not that great of a game. I hope it stays.
Yeah, agreed.
This one will be a little different. Yankees and Blue Jays. Yankees 4.9 run implied total. Blue Jays 4.3. It's a 57% chance to win for the Yanks. Sonny Gray going for New York. Sam Gaviglio going for Toronto. I got an okay amount of Sonny Gray. I like a few guys that are just above him. I prefer the other Gray today. So
me too.
I'll have some Sonny Gray. Okay, now I'm positive that this is just jacked up a little bit. Do I really not have much Yankees today?
Gaviglio was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I guess I don't have that much Yankees today.
Yeah, so that's kind of the main thing that I talked about last night when talking about this game. He's done a good job making people chase, and even against Boston, he was making guys chase. I don't think he had some phenomenal start against the Red Sox because really no righty has all season. So he looks good enough for me to kind of be just lukewarm on the Yankee stack rather than be all in, like I thought I was going to be. And then this run total is showing some respect to Gaviglio. I think it's like a half run lower than it was yesterday. I can't remember who was going for the Blue Jays, but I don't remember who it was, but Gaviglio for sure getting some respect there. I mean, I like some Yankees bats against him, but just not really going all in.
Sorry, I'm looking up who pitched for Toronto. Estrada.
Oh, yeah. Did you see his stat line?
Yeah, it was good.
He went nuts.
Yeah.
He Mike Fires us. Two games in a row we've gotten Mike Fires with the chalk.
Yeah. I mean, Yankees still put up 7, but like it wasn't on Estrada.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the most ownership I got is Stanton on FanDuel at 7%. So these guys are basically just a secondary stack for me. I don't have some Sonny Gray.
I like it.
best I could do. I expected to like the Yankees more. I'm a little surprised, but you know, price is relevant, and they got a lot of expensive dudes.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think it's just their pricing. I mean, I can afford them, so I'll probably have like some mini stacks with Judge and Stanton or Bird or something like that. But I don't really want to play Gardner, Gregorius. Do you ever play them that much? I just feel like I only ever play them in stacks, Gardner and Gregorius. I never like one off those guys. Hicks, I would one off. I don't know.
I have no idea. Like, I don't.
Okay.
But I would guess very rarely. Gregorius would be more likely to be one-offed than Gardner, I would say. Because for Gardner to be one-offed, he would have to be like an exceptional value. And he's fine. On FanDuel, it might be more likely. But like with Gregorius, it's a lot easier to one-off someone that's like a decent hitting shortstop.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think there's always better plays than Gregorius. So that's where I'm at. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with talking about Gregorius and Gardner, but I just love Judge, Stanton, Bird, and Sanchez so much that it's really hard for me to not stack those guys. And it feels like some Yankees get left out repeatedly for me.
I agree. Yeah, not much to say for this one. I'm surprised. I built it up like I thought we were going to talk about the Yankees for a while. We don't.
Oh, one thing. Kendrys Morales has been hitting the ball super hard over the last couple weeks. 98 mile an hour average exit velocity against righties. So if you're targeting a bat against Gray, who I think is fine as a mid-tier option, then I think Morales would be my main guy.
I didn't get any of them, but he's 2,300 on FanDuel, so I don't have it. Like, if anybody was like, I really like Morales today, I would very easily be like, yeah, so do I.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. Marie Walsh in the chat. To see the poll results, do X, Y, and Z. Yeah, so if you're in a live stream, the video doesn't show up in the video section. So I don't have any problems getting to the poll results after the video. What I want is live results, so not going to work on YouTube, evidently. We'll figure out a different way to handle this. Alrighty, Rockies and Reds. Rockies 4.5 run implied total. Reds 4.0. It's a 55% chance to win for the Rockies. John Gray going for Colorado. Sal Romano going for Cincinnati. I like John Gray quite a bit here. I even got to him a little on FanDuel, which is sort of rare. But I'll end up with him really close to my ownership caps. We've got him projected for 28% ownership on DK, so I'm right there with the field. I think he looks really good here. Reds are bad.
Yeah, the Reds are bad. For the season against righties, 89 WRC plus, 129 ISO, 694 OPS, like just all numbers near the bottom against righties for any team. And then, like, it's not a great strikeout matchup, and I saw 7 or 8 lefties, probably 7 lefties he's going to face, and so that kind of turned me off. But then I looked at his splits, and he's actually striking out more lefties than righties this year, which is way different than what he's been for his career. So I don't know how he's getting all these lefties out. I hope it's not with called strikes. I'm hoping he's getting, like, whiffs and stuff. But I love Gray. Like, he's probably my favorite pitcher, point per dollar. I prefer him over the guys that are in his ownership range. So like Quintana and Erod and McCullers, even point per dollar. So yeah, absolutely love Gray tonight.
Nice. Okay. Turns out I found out how to get the live stats. So just for everybody to see quickly, we have 2 polls on the video right now. You can vote by hovering over the top right corner. There's a little like sideways ellipsis that opens up 2 questions. One is your favorite 10K pitcher. One is your favorite main slate stack. Oh, they're updating now in the video too, so that's interesting. But right now, Ohtani looks like to be the popular guy out of the 7 votes we've got so far. And then a lot of balance on the stacks. So if you see those, feel free to vote in 2 questions. It's good to know that it's working. We're going to use this sort of feature moving forward. Let you guys vote on who you think is who has the best home run pick during the live streams. So I've got a ton of Rockies bats. They're my number 4 stack on both sites. I'm going to be loading up on some Colorado today. Outside of Coors, too.
Yeah.
Makes me happy.
Yeah. I mean, Saul Romano, he grades out almost always as one of the worst pitchers for me. He's just cannot miss any bats at all. So that's really concerning when you're going up against good hitters like Blackman and Arenado and Cargo. Story, not so much for me, but in stacks, like, yeah, give me some Story, give me some Parra, I guess. I don't know. I love the Rockies as well, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I get a bundle of... I barely ever get Charlie Blackman, and I've got a bunch of him today. Tons of Cargo, Parra, like you said. I'll have a lot of LeMahieu, Arenado, Story. I mean, I even get a decent amount of Ian Desmond and Tony Wolters. So,
Desmond and Wolters. Oh man, I hate playing Tony Wolters, but I get it. If you're doing like 10 stacks, like it's kind of hard to just leave one guy out because then you know he's the one that's gonna double down or something.
Yeah, I mean, I only have 5% of them, so it's not like it's
okay.
Crazy because he's super shitty. But
I think that's a good amount, 5% Tony Wolters.
As part of a stack, like you know, sometimes you just have to make those concessions to be unique.
Yep.
No Reds whatsoever. So sorry, Reds. Joey Votto, I guess, is always in play, but
yeah, that would be probably the one guy I would target against Gray, but I don't really want to play hitters against Gray. It's a good hitting environment, but it's an upgrade from what he usually pitches in, so I don't know. I just think he can have a really good start with a bunch of strikeouts here.
Completely agree. Although I oddly have him projected for only 5.9 Ks.
6 strikeouts? Yeah, that's I mean, 6 to 8 I think would be a pretty good range, but he has upside for 10, as we've seen.
Agreed. Alrighty. Tigers and Red Sox. Tigers 3.8 run implied total. Red Sox 5.4. It's a 66% chance to win for the Red Sox. Blaine Hardy going for Detroit. Eduardo Rodriguez going for Boston. Going to be a lot of Boston going on here for me. I'll have max ownership for me personally on Eduardo Rodriguez, and I have the Red Sox as my number 1 FanDuel stack. And my number 2, wait, nope, saying that wrong. Number 3 FanDuel stack, number 1 DK stack. It's all Red Sox for me, whether it's pitching or hitting. I love Erod, but I like him every week. And, you know, sometimes that's good, but it matches our ownership projections today, at least.
You've got that much Erod?
I've got 25% Erod. We've got him at 26%.
Okay.
On DK.
Yeah. I get the Erod play. I mean, he can strike out a ton of guys. He's really awesome at times. The problem is, and he's done a better job with walks and stuff this year, but the Tigers just don't really strike out against lefties. Just over 18% of the time. So that's what's giving me pause. Like, even considering playing Erod, like, you're not really scared of the Tigers hitters individually outside of Castellanos and maybe Cabrera, but McCann can hit lefties. Jacoby Jones can hit lefties if he makes contact. And I don't know. I'm just really worried about his upside here when seeing how little the Tigers strike out.
No, I mean, I totally get that. I probably have Erod slightly higher than most every week, so I would get pulling that down a little bit. That 3.8 run implied total is what's appealing to me.
Yeah.
But Erod's going to get 9 righties, so I hope he's ready for it.
That's the thing too. I don't know. I mean, righties are fine with him because he throws the changeup, just gets guys to swing over the top of it. So, I mean, the righties don't really concern me. It's the strikeout rate. that's keeping me off of him.
That makes sense. I want to take a look at what his career lefty-righty splits are.
I'll talk about the Red Sox quick.
Okay.
So we talked about it like a month ago or so, how bad they were against lefties, and they had the lowest WRC plus, and they were in the bottom like 3 or 5 in a bunch of stats that we care about as a team. And then over the last month, they've been above average. So that's encouraging to see. We can start playing them against lefties more, or at least the numbers say we can. JD and Bogarts, I love, and then I like Nunez. Not huge on Devers and this bottom of the lineup, but mostly just Bogarts, JD, and Nunez for me.
Yeah, I have all of those dudes. So 1 to 6, I'm pounding the hell out of the Red Sox. Benintendi, Bogarts, Martinez, Moreland, Nunez, Devers. And then on DK, I get a decent amount of Swihart and Vasquez because of the catcher eligibility. So I'll be all over the Red Sox today. Just absolutely crushing them.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. A huge run total. Hardy's been okay. The problem is he's actually giving up a lot of hard contact to lefties too, which I didn't really expect. So maybe I shouldn't have said that I don't like Moreland and Devers and Benintendi. It looks like he can target both hands against him, and then you get that awful Tigers bullpen after that.
Yeah, Benintendi's just scary because he's 5,500.
Yeah, I mean, that'll probably get people off of him, but I'm going to be able to afford him in a lot of lineups.
Likewise.
So
we've got Benintendi projected for 18% ownership, so maybe not.
Dang. He couldn't hit lefties to save his life last year. And
he's got a very high negative split lefty-lefty from what I have here. Let's
see what he is at this year. Yeah, he's like, is that right? 6.7% hard contact against lefties? 28% K rate.
Sounds about right.
Man, I knew he was awful last year, but I didn't think it was. I thought he was much better this year. I must have been thinking of someone else.
9% reduction to his WOBA, which is pretty heavy for a lefty-lefty matchup.
Yeah.
Moreland's is 7% right now. So.
Wow.
Yeah. I think hitting leadoff for Benintendi could negate that for the most part.
Maybe. I don't know.
But I'll still have him a bunch. It scares me a little that he's as high as he is, though, from an ownership perspective.
Yeah.
We have, just to point it out, we have Bogarts only projected for 9% ownership. To me, that's way too low. For a shortstop, righty-lefty matchup, hitting second, big-time implied total, I think people are making a mistake if they only play Bogarts that much.
Yeah, I think he should be one of the highest owned shortstops, if not the highest owned shortstop of the night. Yeah. He's just been raking lefties, righties.
He should be way higher than Andrew Benintendi.
Yes, agreed.
So if you're looking for a one-off potential option, I think Bogarts looks really nice.
Yep.
All right, my new favorite team, the A's, taking on the Rangers. 5.2 run implied total for the A's. 4.8 for the Rangers, 54% chance to win for Oakland. Daniel Mengden going for Oakland. Bartolo Colon going for Texas. I didn't get either of the pitchers. This game is all about hitting, and particularly the A's, where they are my number 2 stack on FanDuel and my number 3 stack on DK. I can't quit the A's, and it's probably because Bartolo Colon can't quit the cheeseburgers, and I'd stack everybody that plays Texas when he pitches. So, yeah, go A's, I guess. You like the A's?
Yeah, I mean, how can you not? Just Bartolo throwing meatballs up there. If he's off even a little bit with his command, I mean, he's got to be perfect to have these 7-inning starts. And he can do it every once in a while, but I don't know if this is going to be one of those times. If it is, you're just going to have to take the L and move on to the next slate. But Chapman, Olsen, Davis, one of these guys is going to get him, and probably a couple of them. Lowry. Yeah. I don't know. These guys all make for great plays. Do you have favorites, or is it just full-on 5-man stacking against Bartolo?
No, I do have favorites, oddly enough. So Semien, Joyce, Davis, and Olsen are the guys that pop up the most. Lowry's $4,500 price point on DK slows that down a little bit. But those 4 guys are the guys that like I would prioritize. They're the ones that are popping up the most. Now I do get bits of Chapman, Piscotty, Fowler. Like I get everybody, but Semien, Joyce, Davis, and Olsen are the ones that I get into like the double figures on both sites.
Yeah, I like that a lot, especially Olsen. I mean, dude, that dude's just nuts. If he makes contact with one of Bartolo's, it's going 100 miles an hour plus.
Yeah, that's Matt Olson versus Bartolo Colon is a really scary proposition.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What about the Texas bats?
They're 7th for me on both sites. The top 5 is where I'm concentrating any ownership, particularly on FanDuel. So Chu, Profar, Mazzara, and Gallo all look really nice. I'll take Beltre in any sort of scenario.
Yeah.
And Odor, always a threat to go yard as a cheap second baseman, so I don't have a problem there. I think the Rangers make for a really nice secondary stack.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like the Rangers, especially the lefties. So Mengden is kind of confusing to me. He's gone 7, 9, and 8 innings in his last 3 starts, but he's not really striking guys out, giving up a ton of hard contact to lefties. So Gallo, Mazzara, Chu, those are 3 guys I really like against Mengden. Awesome hitting environment, as usual, 90 degrees plus. And I don't really believe in Mengden as far as him being a great pitcher. So these guys all have power. Adrian Beltre, I'd throw him in there as well. Yeah, so I really like the Rangers too here.
Yeah, I'm with you. It looks pretty tasty from a hitting perspective in this game.
Yeah. Yep.
So we have the Rangers. We're actually projecting, like, I'm underweight on the Rangers from ownership perspective. Double digits for Beltre and Gallo on DK.
All right.
Same
Yeah.
for them on FanDuel. So I'm underweight on the Rangers.
They're cheap. I mean,
They are. I'll be interested to see where that shakes out. Alrighty. Rico Smith in the chat. McCann, Iglesias, and Castellanos is a play for me today. That's probably not a direction I'd be going.
yeah, I probably won't end up with many Tigers.
Nah, that 3.8 run implied total is tough to get to.
Yeah.
If Erod were going to be like, wait, is that who they play?
Erod, yeah.
Yeah. If Erod would be like 40% or something crazy, I think that opens up a little bit more for the top part of the Tigers order. But at 20%, I think that's too much fishing for, being a contrarian.
Yeah. I don't think you need a leverage stack on the slate.
No, agreed. Phillies and Cubs. Man, Kyle Henderson was bad last night. 3.8 run implied total for the Phillies, 4.2 for the Cubs. It's a 55% chance to win for the Cubs. Aaron Nola going for Philly. Jose Quintana going for Chicago. I like Nola constantly, but today is the first time in a while that I won't have much Nola. I got to 7%, which is like half of what we're projecting. I'm actually loading up big time on Jose Quintana.
Yeah.
I'm just like, he's going to be a guy that I have a lot of, and we're projecting him to be the highest owned pitcher on DK and tied for the highest ownership on FanDuel. So I'm right there with the field.
Yeah, I'm not with the field on Quintana. In fact, he's probably the guy that's the highest owned that I'm most likely to fully fade. And I actually don't mind taking bats against him. So he had that good start against the Mets, or good results, but he wasn't missing bats against these Mets lefties who were begging you to make them miss. Like, they were the worst team against lefties over the last month and pretty much for the season. And he didn't really do anything spectacular. Actually got into some trouble pretty often against the Mets. And then the Phillies have just guys that have a ton of power, winds blowing out a little bit to left. So Altherr and Kingery and Carlos Santana, Franco, these guys are all guys that I have interest in against Quintana, who's giving up 40+% hard contact to righties. He's just not making guys chase. He's not making guys miss. I don't know. I just can't really do it with Quintana here.
Interesting.
Maybe, yeah. So I actually like a Philly stack. Not gonna go crazy with it, but I think it's viable at least for their prices. Like Altherr is a one-off, 2,900. I'll have a lot of him. And then Nola comes up decently high for me. I'm a little bit worried about the strikeout matchup for him against the Cubs. I've got them as a top 5 or 6 team against righties. So I have interest in Nola, but he is super expensive and on the road here. I don't know what I'm going to do with Nola just yet.
I'm going to like Nola a little bit more. I'm going to like Quintana even more now. This line is officially out. It wasn't when I built this sheet. I had the
7.
I had the total at 8, and it's like 7.3-ish right now.
Oh, I'm seeing 7.6.
Yeah, so right now it's 7.5 at Pinnacle, and the action's on the under, so it's more like 3 or 4. So that's gonna that'll bring me up on Nola to the field. Right now I'm at half of the field, but dropping that by like 0.6 of a run is gonna pull Nola up quite a bit.
Okay.
No, that's a big line move there. So.
Good old Jose Quintana chalk. I don't think it'll work out the second time around.
Yeah, I'm gonna have way too much of him. And the Phillies have been so bad against lefties.
Have they?
88 weighted runs created plus, 122 ISO, 350 slugging.
Yeah, so if Rhys Hoskins was in the lineup here, I'd feel really good about the Phillies because that's just a really tough bat against a lefty. But yeah, they haven't been great over the last month, but they're not really striking out that much. And I don't know, 8,800 for Quintana against a lot of righties. So sign me up for some Phillies. I guess if that's my leverage stack for the day, even though I don't think Quintana's going to be overwhelmingly chalk.
I mean, we have him projected as the highest owned pitcher.
Yeah, but that number still isn't like...
No, 30% is nothing crazy.
Yeah, it's not like 60% where, okay, like now you really want a leverage stack if you're not playing him.
I got you. That's a weird game, man. I'll have both the pitchers. I think that's my summary. Ugh, I hate talking about the Mariners. Mariners, 3.4 run implied total. Astros, 4.6. It's a 64% chance to win for the Stros. Wade LeBlanc going for Seattle. Lance McCullers going for Houston. I would have assumed that I got to more McCullers. I got to 12% on DK. I'm like half of the field, or just a little bit above half of the field, so something's not jiving for me totally. It looks like McCullers will be a guy where I try to buck the field. I'll probably be underweight on him. So for right now, I like him, but I don't like him with any sort of crazy gusto. Talk to me about McCullers.
McCullers has the stuff to be really good in this matchup. The problem is the Mariners are one of those teams that I group in where I try to avoid taking pitchers against them because they're just so good at making contact, even if it's not great contact. So McCullers is a guy that sort of needs those strikeouts to keep rolling, and I don't know where he's going to get them. Like Seager and Span and D. Gordon and Segura, these guys don't really strike out all that much. So it's going to be tough for him to navigate this matchup, I think. Vegas giving him a lot of respect. The roof will probably be closed for this game, I would think. 92 degrees in Houston.
I would want it to be closed.
Yeah, so if it's open, then I have even less interest in McCullers, but just like point per dollar, I don't think he's all that great of a play, even though I recognize that he is one of the most talented pitchers on this slate and wouldn't be shocked if he went out and struck out like 9 or 10 guys. But I just don't think I'll have a big piece of that.
Yeah, I have him projected for 5.7 Ks, which is kind of wild to me. I would have expected way more, but I think that's a testament to the Mariners.
They just put the ball in play. Just annoying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like D. Gordon K rate on Steamer 15%, Segura 15%, Seager 18, Spawn 14, Heredia 16. Like, guys are just not K machines.
Yeah, they're under 19% for the last month, and at 10-5, you need some strikeout upside.
Absolutely. Astros bats. They're my number 6 stack on DraftKings. So, Springer, Bregman, Altuve, Correa, Gurriel, and Gaddis getting all those righties against Wade LeBlanc. I'm happy to go that direction for a secondary stack. But I'm not super wild about them.
I'm not either. LeBlanc actually has been pretty good. And, he doesn't need to strike out. He's not going to be able to strike out a lot of these guys, but he's good at limiting quality contact, which makes me not crazy about the Houston stack. I'm always going to have interest in the top 4 against a lefty, but more as one-offs or mini stacks. I don't know if it's the best strategy to full stack Houston here. I think they might be over-owned for just how good the spot is exactly.
I think you're probably right. What are we projecting them for?
Let's see.
All right,
and I could just be way off on that. Yeah, they're just kind of there for me. Like, if I end up on a few Astro stacks, that's fine. But so what we have them right now, then I don't think that's over-owned. But I thought they'd be like, 20%, 15%. Some of these guys.
Oh no, yeah, nobody in the double digits.
That's weird to me. I wonder if that'll change throughout the day.
Yeah, I like them quite a bit. At least that top portion.
Sure. Yeah, the top 4 I like a lot. And then Gurriel, if you're getting wild, going 5-man stack.
Giancarlo Samaglia in the chat. Jake, what's the name of your website?
So it's not my website, but
you're being modest.
Chris and Josh like to joke that it's mine. I just refer to it a lot. It's baseballsavant.com.
Yeah.
They've got good stuff on like launch angle stuff. If you're into that, if you're a baseball nerd or just like to play DFS, they've got exit velocity that I refer to. All these numbers are usually from Baseball Savant. So just a good website.
There you go. I don't have a single Mariner, whether that's LeBlanc or hitter. Agreed?
Agreed.
White Sox and Twins. White Sox 4.1 implied total. Twins 5.3. That's a 62% chance to win for the Jakes. Hector Santiago going for Chicago. Jake Odorizzi going for the Jakes. Normally I don't like Odorizzi, but here we are. I'm maxing him out today in my own personal exposures. We've got him projected with north of 20% ownership on DK. I agree with it. And I'm more than double the field on Odorizzi on FanDuel. And I feel a similar way about the Twins bats. They're my number 1 stack on FanDuel, number 2 stack on DK. Give me all of the Jakes today. I want every one of them. Except for Ryan Lemaire.
Yeah. I am all over the Twins onslaught today, actually. So Santiago, I was talking about Baseball Savant, another stat from there. Against right-handed hitters, he's got one of the highest average exit velocities, over 93 miles an hour. So his WOBA is way up. His expected WOBA is even higher based on that kind of exit velocity. So Dozier, Sano, Escobar, I think those are like the obvious guys, right? Yeah. Dozier, Sano, Escobar, just because they're righties.
Yep.
Escobar, switch hitter.
All 3 of those guys made the Spotlight Hitters and Stacks article.
Yeah, I'm not leaving off Kepler and Rosario, and I think that might be contrarian, and I don't think it should be. Kepler and Rosario are both hitting lefties exceptionally well. So those are actually guys I'm purposely trying to fit into my lineups rather than leave off in the lefty-lefty matchup.
Yeah, it looks like we're projecting low ownership on Rosario. I've got 21%. We're projecting 8. Kepler is 6%, and I only have 7. I think he's far enough down the lineup that I'm less interested. I'm not going to disregard him. I'll definitely have him a bit, but as you work your way down there, getting that lefty-lefty matchup and being near the bottom of the order, like in the middle of the order, I have less interest there. But Rosario, definitely a guy that I'm going to be looking at.
Yeah, I'll pretty much be going. So I love 1 through 5. If I could just do 1 through 5 everywhere, and plus you only have to take up 2 outfield spots. And if you want to leave out Rosario or Kepler, I think that's fine too, and get in Garver or whatever. But they just set up so well with Dozier and Sano being 4,200, 4,100. Those guys will be popular, I'm assuming, Dozier and Sano. But the rest of the stack I don't think is going to be super chalky, and that's why I really love it.
No, I'm with you there. I like Garver for 2,700 as part of the stack. It's just another piece that lets you do whatever it is that you need to do. Although we're projecting 15% ownership, so I guess it's not that crazy.
Yeah, and it's going to be warm, so that doesn't set up well for Odorizzi, but I'm giving him another chance here. He's still missing bats. He did a good job missing bats, even while making a ton of mistakes against the Indians. That was just probably a bad play by me. I don't know why I wanted to play Odorizzi. It was a slight thing, I remember, against the Indians, but watching him get blown up, yeah, the Indians are just so tough. So I'm scared of Palka. I'm scared of Moncada and Abreu to an extent. Actually, oh yeah, he's in the lineup. But that's really it. Wait, is Palka not in the lineup? Did he get hurt?
I don't have Palka in.
Let's see. I thought I saw
just
something.
benched him.
Really?
I don't see any, like...
Okay, well, that's even better for Odorizzi, I think. Like Engel and Trace Thompson, Navarez, Tim Anderson, these guys are not scary bats against righties. So if Odorizzi, and it is an if he can navigate those top 3 or maybe top 4 with Davidson in there, he's going to have a really nice start. He's going to be able to strike out a bunch of these guys in the bottom of the order. So I love Odorizzi. The total's even going down for the White Sox since I checked last night.
Yeah. Michael Robinson in the chat, early slate plays. We're going to finish the main slate first and then circle back and take a look at some of the bigger early slate stuff. And then HIV positive transgender in the chat. Odorizzi versus the White Sox. Sign me up. I'm only reading that because of the ridiculous YouTube name. Unless it is in fact 100% true, at which point it's not ridiculous, and you are very brave.
Seems like an interesting thing to broadcast in your username, though, if that's true.
Yeah, you know, it probably wouldn't have been my first choice. Maybe, like, Jim Smith 87 was already taken, so...
Jim Smith 87. Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to go a different direction.
There's a lot of usernames on the internet, and you can't have overlap. So maybe he or she tried some, and that's what they came up with.
Yeah. The only way that this would be better if it was HIV positive transgender, like 4 or something, and there are already been a few of them.
Add a number.
All right, let's move on. 2 games left in the main slate. Marlins and Cardinals. Marlins 3.6 run implied total. Cardinals 4.9. It's 64% chance to win for the Cardinals. Wee and Chen going for Miami. Jack Flaherty going for St. Louis. I'm going to get a bunch of Flaherty. As of right now, I've got 21%. I think that'll go down a little bit now that I've changed that Phillies-Cubs line, and some of that'll transition to Nola. Well, actually, I think I'm more likely to lose McCullers than Flaherty, but that's neither here nor there. Look, I like Flaherty a little bit. I'm not a big fan of the Marlins. 77 weighted runs created plus and a 112 ISO against righties on the year doesn't make me super scared. So Flaherty's my dude. I'll have him on both sites. We're projecting him to have 12% ownership on DK. So I'm actually looking at like double the field for right now. And then Cardinals bats, they're my 5th highest owned FanDuel stacks and my 4th on DK. So give me the Cardinals. Talk to me about Flaherty.
Yeah, Flaherty. So I looked at this actually before I was doing research really early, before even yesterday's slate started on today's. And It was before pricing came out, and I was like, okay, if he's like 8,500, I'm in love with Flaherty. But now it's just like
10-2.
a mental thing for me with Flaherty. I know he's good. I know he can miss bats. I know how bad the Marlins are, and I'll probably talk myself into a bunch of Flaherty as the day goes on. But it is really expensive, and it's just really hard for me to play Flaherty when I can play McCullers for $300 more and Ohtani for $900 more, because I know those guys are better pitchers than him. I know those guys have better upside by themselves than Flaherty, but they just don't have good matchups. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think he's a good play. I'm worried about his upside at that price, though.
I have McCullers and Flaherty projected for the exact same fantasy score on DraftKings, 16.9.
Yeah, so if they're close, like, wouldn't you just go with McCullers? You've seen McCullers strike out 10 guys before. Have we seen Flaherty do that kind of thing? And not saying just because he hasn't done it that he can't do it, but...
Well, I mean, we're projecting McCullers for 21% ownership and Flaherty for 12, so... Like, that's probably too big of a ratio between the two. Like, I don't think McCullers should be a 2-to-1 over Flaherty. But it's close. Like, I've got the inverse. I've got more Flaherty than McCullers. I'll have them both. I don't have a preference either way. I have them for the exact same strikeout projection. Like, the only difference in everything that they have, aside from price, I have Flaherty 0.1 FanDuel points ahead of him. Otherwise, they have the exact same everything.
Okay. I mean,
They might as well be the same guy for me.
I can make a case to play McCullers. I can make a case to play Flaherty. I can make a case to play Ohtani and even Nola. So I'm going to be looking for reasons to not be playing these guys as the day goes on, just because I feel like I have to eliminate at least one or two of them out of my crunch, because like one of these guys, Ohtani, McCullers, and Nola, I think is going to have a really good start in not a good matchup. And I just don't know who it's going to be. And maybe two or three of them do. So I don't know.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to have Nola, Ohtani, McCullers, Flaherty, Rodriguez, Quintana is going to make up a large amount of my ownership. And then I hit I don't know what I drive into a ditch with Daniel Mengden and then pop back out the other side with Gray and Odorizzi.
Yeah.
Cardinals bats. They look great. Like, really, really good. Yeah,
dude. So Chen, he's got a 7.10 xFIP against righties this year, 170 WHIP. He's walking everyone.
That's not good.
It's just a matter of, is he giving up solo shots or 3-run home runs? So
Hopefully 3-run home runs, because I'm going to have a shit ton of Cardinals.
Yeah, dude. It's hard not to like the Cardinals. I don't really love Carpenter up top, leading off. I mean, you can put him in a stack, just lefty-lefty against... Chen's been good against lefties. So probably won't have a ton of Carpenter, but Yadi Molina, Ozuna's hitting better, Jorko can hit lefties, Fan for 4,600, and then Jose Martinez for 37. But I'd even go down to Bader and Muniz. Is that how do you pronounce his name?
Munoz? How are you asking me? You're the person that gets this shit right.
Is it an Enye? Is it an Enye? Munoz?
I mean, I would say it as Munoz. That's the way that I would read it. Let's find out.
Okay.
Baseball
because this.
Munoz. Yeah, Munoz.
Okay, so he's got the Enye?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I like to know how to pronounce these guys' names, so
I like to know it. The problem for me is that I immediately forget it.
Yeah.
None of it sticks.
Munoz.
I'm really good at saying it once I know it. I'm really bad at remembering that I need to say it.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm going to be making money off these guys, hopefully, the least I can do is remember their names. So if I ever see them around, I can say, oh, Munoz, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Cardinals, awesome stack. I mean, they're going to be fairly chalky, I would think, against Chen. Chen's a guy that people like
not looking
to
like
target. Really?
Only Tommy Pham in double digits.
Man,
And that's
so
at 10%. So I've got double the field on Martinez, Pham, Ozuna, Molina, Carpenter. The only guy that I don't get doubled up on is Jed Jerko.
yeah, dude.
And I still like it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think they're that far behind, like the Red Sox or I don't know who else do we have as chalky. The A's. I don't think they're that far behind. So, yeah, maybe just go over the field on St. Louis, and I might end up fully fading one of these two teams and just trying different stuff out as the season goes on.
I think
so maybe
I think the Cardinals look pretty tasty, especially at that low ownership.
And weather too, 90 degrees. What is it in Boston? 60? You know, that's not insignificant at all. So, yeah, talk myself into more Cardinals.
One off Justin Bauer, I'd be okay with if we have to look at anything for the Marlins.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, Flaherty's giving up a bunch of hard contact to lefties. Well, his average exit velocity is over 90, so yeah, but it looks like a lot of ground balls maybe.
E got that work in the chat, watching this naked and drinking coffee. Thanks for that. I'm going to assume E got that work is like an Instagram model, like a female Instagram model, but
don't we have like 1% female viewers?
It's even less than that. I think it was 0.7% the last time I looked. So,
I think I would have. So that's higher than I would have thought. I think I would have set the over under at 0.5%, and I would have taken the under.
Yeah, there's not so many. I think that's it. Let's hit the last game. Let's finish this.
Let's do it.
Royals and Angels. Royals 3-run implied total. Angels 4.8. It's a 70% chance to win for the Angels. Ian Kennedy for KC. Shohei Ohtani going for the Angels. Ohtani's my dude today. I like him more than everybody else. He grades out better than everybody else. We're projecting 18% ownership, so I'm slightly above the field there. We're only projecting 10% ownership on FanDuel. Everything's really spread out on FanDuel, but he's a guy that I've doubled up on. So I love Ohtani a ton, and I love the first 4 bats for the Angels. But where did you land on Ohtani?
Yeah, I'm trying to just like keep the Royals matchup out of it because just overall he grades out as the best pitcher on the slate for me. So it's like Ohtani, then Nola and Gray and all these guys are bunched together. But he's significantly ahead of everyone else. But then when you factor in the matchup, he's still in the top 3. So I'm going to have a bunch of Ohtani. Like, I hate targeting against the Royals. It's like the Mariners, but Ohtani's just been so good at missing bats that he's got the stuff to overcome it. And at 11-1, I think that's a discount compared to some of these other guys. You got Flaherty super priced up, like we talked about. Nola's in a similar matchup, maybe not as bad of a strikeout matchup as Ohtani, but he's just so good that I don't know. It's hard to avoid him here. So
I'm with you, man. I like him quite a bit. Like, I've got him 3 fantasy points ahead of anybody else on DK. He's far and away my favorite option today.
How much do you think you're going to have of him?
25,
so if he
25%.
Okay, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your max on like pitching? Like, how high will you go for one guy if you love him?
It depends how big the slate is.
So today's a 10-game slate. How high?
I set my cap at 26% on
really?
DK today. It might go a little bit higher than that, but that'll be my range-ish.
Okay.
Usually my cap is like right around where whoever is projected with the max ownership. Like today we've got Quintana at 30. I mean, I didn't know that when I said it, but I usually end up having my cap somewhere around wherever the top guy is. And like if someone breaks loose, then I'm happy to be under that because I'll rarely want like 50% of Quintana if he were 50%. So that usually gives me the spread that I'm looking for.
I see.
Usually,
yeah.
But on like any normal slate, I'm going to be somewhere in like the 20 to 30% range.
Okay.
And then when we get into like 4 and 5 game slates, it's in like the mid 30s.
Yeah, I'm way higher than that. I've been going like, and that's just how I play. Like, I want either a ton of my lineups to cash and have a really good chance at a huge cash, or just like I'm thinking of like the DraftKings app on your phone where you've got all the white circles.
Yeah.
At the end, I want them all to be on the right or them all to be on the left, and just know I sucked or I did really well. So my exposures are like, so you're looking more for the one lineup to hit, and that's probably a better strategy long term. I would think. Whereas I'm looking to have multiple big cashes on the same night. So just different styles of play. That's interesting. Like I had 65 or 70% Scherzer last night, and I still like got crushed. So
I think I had
it doesn't always work out.
27% last night.
Yeah.
I moved him up a little bit because I thought that he was so far and away. Like, I bumped his individual exposure up above what I set everybody at as a quick pass through because he was on like a very different level yesterday.
Okay.
But I still had less than 30% of him.
Nice. We should talk about Angels bats. Yeah. What do you think?
Kinsler, Trout, Upton, Valbuena popping off for me big time.
Yeah, Valbuena, dude. I think he's one of my favorite bats on the slate. And he was batting 5th. Was that yesterday or a couple days ago? I get the days mixed up, man.
I don't know.
He was batting 5th, though. And if he's... They've got him at 4th.
Yeah.
If he is batting 4th for 3,300 against Ian Kennedy, he is going to be my highest owned hitter on the slate. Just big power against righties. Like, Kennedy, hard-hitting machine. When he gets behind guys, Kennedy is one of the worst pitchers in the MLB, and you can just basically go, like, look at his game logs, look at his plate discipline, and see the starts he gets crushed are the ones where he's got a first pitch strike rate at like 50% or 49%. Like, it's just so predictable. If he's getting behind, he's just going to be tossing it over the plate, and it's just whether or not it goes into a fielder's glove or goes over the fence, because he just plays with fire constantly. And these Angels are one of the most patient teams at MLB. So I think Kennedy, if he doesn't have his A stuff, he's going to get behind, and he is going to get clubbed here. So Angels, a top 3 stack for me for sure.
Luis Valbuena, projected ownership on DK, 5%.
Oh, my God. Oh, you're talking dirty to me, man. That is 5%.
I think Jake just finished on the live stream.
Man, Valbuena,
I've got 14% right now. Like, that's where I'll be.
Oh, man. Valbuena, the GOAT. I love that guy.
15% for me, if he's projected at 5, like, that is, I'm in.
You're 3 times the field. Yeah, you're 3 times the field.
Yeah.
That would be
fantastic. That's usually, like, the limit for me, except for when we talk about guys that are, like, 1%, and then I get, like, 8 or 9. I don't like saying that I'm 9 times the field there, because that's just sort of, like, a weird range. But, yeah, in this case, I'd like to be more than double Valbuena.
Oh, I will be. If he's 5%, I'll have 40%. Like, you can have dual position eligibility, and I mean, I don't mind going like even like 50 or 60% on a hitter if I think it's just a nut spot where he's going to be super low owned.
Yeah, look, he looks really good. So that's where we're at right now for the main slate. We'll take a quick look at a crunch or two, and then we'll preview. We'll take a look at our ownership project. What am I doing? We'll take a look at our ownership projections for the early slate.
Yeah, let's do it.
So let me pull up what I have for DK so far. Give me 2 pitchers.
2 pitchers. Let's do. I like Ohtani and Gray. Let's try that.
John.
Oh yeah, or Sonny. Same price range. Same idea.
Ohtani.
Here, you want to share your screen with me? I didn't even see that.
My bad, dude.
No, you're good.
There you go. I didn't know that I didn't. Normally I'm diligent about it.
I know, I just checked.
Sometimes it delays in Skype and I can't click the button, and as soon as I can't click it, it's like, but can't ever do it again. Like,
no, you're good.
I immediately forget about it.
All right.
So Gray, Ohtani with an A's Cardinals stack. I mean, that's a dominant lineup in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that if the Red Sox and the Yankees and some of those stacks with huge run totals are going to be chalked, then I will be way, way over the field on like the Angels and the Cardinals. And I probably won't be over the field on the A's because they're going to be chalked. But
how about Kinsler, Upton, Trout, Valbuena, Mazzara, Profar, Gallo, Perez? Like that.
Oh yeah.
That Rangers portion is going to be relatively lightly owned.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
a nice lineup.
I really like that. Okay, so that's exactly what I wanted to see. I mean, you can fit in Ohtani or someone in that 7K price range.
Here's what I want to see.
That's nice.
If I grab Ohtani, who else can I grab that's another big pitcher? All right, so Quintana is the huge one. Erod.
Try like.
I'm gonna look at Ohtani and Erod since they're both like relatively expensive. Dozier, Sano, Grossman, Kepler, LaCroix, Olsen, Semien, Joyce. Whew.
Yeah.
Quinn,
Yeah, dude, I like this
Stack.
slate a lot. Wow, this will be fun.
Hitting's easy to get to, man. You can pay up for more pitching than you think you can.
Yeah. Well, there's no like 12K pitcher even. Otani's the high, or Nola's the highest priced. So.
If I grab Nola, what does it look like?
Nola and Ohtani.
I don't know if I can get to Nola and Ohtani.
I bet you
John Gray works pretty well. Let me lock in Nola and Ohtani and see what comes up from a hitting perspective. So there's Nola and Ohtani.
You could probably get to some Cardinals and Twins or something like that with Nola and Ohtani.
I'm going to do 20 lines. There's 10 games. I don't even need to do 2 stacks. I could do a 5-3-1, and that would look pretty good too.
Mm.
Or 5-2-1.
5-2-1. Yeah, I got you.
I caught it. White Sox and Twins, Phillies and Red Sox.
Ooh. Yeah, see, oh man, the Phillies. Oh, especially Althea and Santana, I think, are just mispriced. Kingery, too, if he's going to bat second. Or third, whatever.
I mean, A's again with the Angels. Valbuena, Kinsler, Cozart, Upton, LaCroix, Semien, Joyce, and Piscotty. I'm in, man. That's You can pay up for Ohtani and Nola and still get realistic lines.
Yeah, this is nice, man. I'm going to have, like, 5 pitchers probably tonight. Odorizzi, Gray, Ohtani, probably some Nola. Maybe mix in Flaherty. I don't know. It'll be good. It will be good.
I'm excited. Let me hop to FanDuel quick, and then I'll also... Ooh, Indians lineup is apparently out already.
All right.
I'm going to pull up our early slate projections so that we can take a look at them. FanDuel, FanDuel early, and DK early. Flip my times on fucking FanDuel and their stupid not including the 3 o'clock games is some annoying shit.
I think it's just bad for business. I get it. They want to like pay out before the main slate starts. But I mean, a 3-game slate compared to a 5-game slate, is it really worth it? A 5-game slate is so much better than a 3-game slate.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
So much more appealing to like both the casual player and like a DFS pro.
All right, so we'll take a look at the pitching side of DK for the early slate. Lots of Carlos Carrasco, 48%. And then Tanner Roark and Wheeler, both at 36. I'm gonna switch over here to take a look and see what I have them projected for. I don't think I'm playing the early slate anywhere but DK, so it's really all that I've looked at.
I would be. So, do you want to just talk generally, or just go through the game? Because we can just. I don't know. We've been going pretty long. We can talk generally about the slate.
I was just gonna talk generally once I realized it was 20 after 10.
Yeah. So, I'd be careful with Roark. He just pitched in relief a few days ago,
Okay.
And I don't know why. It must have been like an extra inning game. It was over the weekend. so I don't pay attention as much over the weekend to everything. But he pitched like I can't remember how many pitches it was, but anyways, he had a relief appearance, so it's a good matchup for him here, or it's a fine matchup. But if he's going to be chalk, that's probably enough for me to get off of him almost entirely.
Okay.
Just because you don't know.
36% ownership. I could run a crunch on it actually while we're just generally talking.
So I like Bundy a lot. The Mets have a bunch of lefties, so that's a little concerning, but Bundy's just been so good outside of those 1 or 2 starts that were disasters. He's been actually elite outside of those couple starts.
I don't expect to go that direction.
No Bundy?
No. I mean, I'll have some of them, obviously, but I expect to be under the field. We'll find out a little bit more when I click this crunch button. But
I mean, this is a matchup where he could struggle, or one where if he's going to struggle, this would be the type of team, lefty power. But I don't even think it's not that warm in New York. I mean, it's 70 degrees. Wind's not really a factor. I like Wheeler on the other side though too. I think he's going to be pretty popular, right?
Yeah.
And I think he should be pretty popular just because Baltimore is such an undisciplined team. Just so many strikeouts in that lineup. When you get a righty and then he's going to face 7, maybe 8 righties. And then the lefty he gets to face, or the lefties, are Chris Davis and Chance Sisco. That's just super appealing. 25% K rate over the last month against righties. Wheeler should be the chalk, I think, one of the chalkiest pitchers, but can't even say that it's a bad play, even including ownership.
I'm going to run my crunch right now.
Okay.
Broadly change some exposures here. We'll say, 5 games?
It is, yeah, about 5 games on DK.
Yeah, I didn't look at anything in the early slate yet, so.
Okay.
I mean, like, I have my data and everything, but I don't have personal opinions.
So, looks like this guy Venters going for the Rays is a reliever. And he's one of the guys I didn't know who was starting for the Rays. I think it's
Johnny Venters, man. Don't speak ill of him while we're on this call.
Who's that?
Venters.
Who's Venters? Yeah, I know.
Former Braves reliever.
Okay.
Had big time stuff. Went through a stretch where he was just like mowing people down. But he's had, I want to say, 3 Tommy Johns or something really ridiculous. Dude just cannot stop blowing out his elbow. But there was a stretch where he was like, he had crazy stuff.
Okay, so it's going to be Yarbrough after.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I should have said that out loud.
I didn't. I'm just reading that now on foxsports.com. So Yarbrough has been actually really good. And Yarbrough, what's his price? I wonder what Yarbrough's price is.
I can tell you.
So he's a guy that, I mean, no one wants to play a guy that's not starting.
600.
Okay. So Yarbrough is for sure in play for me then.
Really?
I know it's, yeah.
I don't see it because the Rays are not good.
What do you mean?
7 run implied total. Like, they're still gigantic underdogs. That's why I don't have any real interest in it. If they had a better matchup, it would look good. But, like, if Yarbrough were starting, he wouldn't be in play.
Yeah, he would. People would play Yarbrough.
You think so?
Yeah, dude. He's legit.
As a giant underdog against the Nats.
Yeah, I think people would play Yarbrough.
Here's what we'll do. Let me plug him into my stuff.
Okay.
So instead of saying Venters, we'll say it's Ryan Yarbrough, right?
Yep.
Okay. What would you say? Let's say he goes 6 innings if he starts like a normal person. Is that outlandish?
Yeah, I mean he still could go 6 innings. That's the thing. The guy's only supposed to go. This Venters guy probably an inning or 2 maybe.
Yeah, at best. His arm will probably explode, and he has had 3 Tommy Johns.
Yeah, I just read that. Jeez.
Yeah, he was that dude back in the day for the Braves.
Okay, Nationals lineup is out as we're talking about it, so that's nice.
All right, so if I had Yarbrough, in for 6 innings. I'd have him for... Okay, so like he would have some ownership. I have him for 14.4 DK points.
Okay. That's good. 14.4? What's wrong with that for 5,600?
Because I don't think you need it.
Well, I mean...
I'd rather have Stratton.
Right, but you got to think about who... Oh, well, I would not rather have Stratton. So maybe that'll be my stand then. Yarbrough over Stratton. I mean, Stratton.
I said 14.4, so I could plug that in right now, and we'll see how much I get of him. All right, 50 lines on DK, updated projections with Yarbrough in. Let's see what we get to. So I got 8% Yarbrough. He came up in 4 of the 50 lines. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, and he's gonna be very low owned.
Yeah, I don't mind a flyer.
I'll probably have more than a flyer. I just think he's pretty good. Okay. And the Nationals actually haven't been good against lefties over the last little while. So the last month, 86 WRC plus, 22% K rate. They're not walking against lefties, and they're having a tough time base. Only a 300 on base percentage, which is bottom 6 in the MLB in that span. So that's enough for me to at least consider Yarbrough, and then the bats you can get in with him. If you go like Yarbrough Wheeler, or Yarbrough Bundy, or even Yarbrough Carrasco, you're getting, well, I mean, I want a ton of Indians on this slate. I like the Braves, and those guys are expensive. So, yeah.
Check my screen. These are the 4 lines I got of Yarbrough. I can make that bigger if you need me to.
No, that's good.
But
oh yeah, dude.
Yarbrough, Folty with a 5-man Indian stack and some one-offs. You can go to Bundy and get Posey, Yelich, McCutchen with an Indian stack. I don't mind.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, he just lets you get so many bats in there. I was looking for like a punt option. I was hoping he was going to pitch. Now that he is, I just like that price so much for a guy that's going to be, what, 5% owned or something, because people just won't play him because he's not starting.
Yeah. What do we have everybody else at? Folty at 22% feels too low for me.
Well, too low?
Yeah. 5-game slate in Petco. I mean, I got 26, so I guess it's not like shockingly low, but not a bad spot.
That's another mental block. 11-6 for Mike Fultonevich.
He went wild in that last start.
I know. He went complete game shutout with 11 strikeouts against the Nationals.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I mean, he's got a 10.5 K per 9 this year, 351 xFIP. How deep does it go? Averages just under 6 innings a game. I mean, he's got the stuff to do it. I don't think that we're disagreeing there. I agree that price point is healthy.
Someone's asking, Zach's asking, what's your favorite pairing? I was thinking Carrasco and Bundy. I think that will be fairly chalky. Carrasco, Bundy, right?
Yeah, so Carrasco is the clear chalk pitcher. And then Roark, Wheeler, and Bundy are all projected in like the low to mid 30s.
Yeah.
So everybody that's joining this live stream right now, all 75 of you or whatever it is, these are our early slate ownership projections. So congrats on the bonus coverage. And
they update like periodically throughout the day.
Yeah.
So they'll get updated a few minutes before lock. So if anything crazy happens, or some guys might get a bump. Yeah, SP2 Wheeler. I like Wheeler a lot. I think that he'll be healthily owned. If Wheeler, I much prefer Wheeler over Roark. So if they're going to be similar in ownership like we have them right now, then that's an easy Wheeler play for me. Yeah, I think Carrasco's fine. What are you going to do with Carrasco on DK at that ownership?
I'll have less than 48% for sure.
Yeah.
I'll be probably 10% under that. So here's my question for you. Would you agree? Would you say that Carlos Carrasco has the highest chance of being the #1 scorer on DK?
Yes.
Okay. Who's second for you?
Highest. Man, that's a good question.
To me,
It's
it should
between
clearly be Fulte.
Fulte. Yeah, it's between Fulte and probably Wheeler for me.
Okay. So then, really, Wheeler is like your SP1 in your head since Carrasco's ownership is so high. Like, Carrasco-Wheeler would be your combo, but I think that Fulte-Wheeler is the pivot to make.
I think that's an awesome pivot, yeah. And, Carrasco has really, really good stuff. Just awesome stuff, but the Brewers are, they're good. And they can hit both sides. Choi in there, and Sogard at the bottom of the lineup is just a pest. That guy has more 12-pitch at-bats than I think I've ever seen. So it's not an easy lineup for Carrasco, and if he's going to be super chalk, you might want to consider taking a Yelich or Shaw against him as a leverage play. I think that would be where I'd go if I'm not playing Carrasco. Get one of those guys in and differentiate elsewhere, because there's not too few options to pivot. Fulte, and you can go to Bundy or play Yarbrough and get in all the bats and just hope no pitcher goes wild.
You can do a Diamondback stack with Wheeler and Fulte. You can do a Giant stack with Wheeler and Fulte. Indians, there we go. So Lindor, Gomes, Alonso, Kipnis, Lindor, Lonnie Chisenhall, Juan Soto as a one-off, Markakis as a one-off, Matt Duffy as a one-off. Yeah, I think I would move. I think that if I were going to play a single entry line, I would go Fulte and Wheeler and then fit in whatever bats I could.
Fulte, Wheeler. Yeah, I don't mind that. I'd probably go.
I think Fulte's chances of being one of the two highest scoring pitchers is going to be better than what we're projecting his ownership for.
If I was making one lineup, I think it would be a full Indian stack, and that's not even a joke. Like I think I'd have a 5-man Indian stack. I think Anderson has been pretty bad, and Wheeler would probably be in that lineup, and then maybe Yarbrough to fit in all the expensive Cleveland bats.
I'm going to run a 5-man Cleveland stack, and then we're going to get the hell out of here.
Okay.
So if I force a 5-man Cleveland stack, do 2 unique players. Might not have enough ownership in here, so I might have to clean it up a bit. Yeah, this might get tricky.
Well, what's that right there?
Roark and Stratton. I don't think you're looking to go that direction.
You could go Bundy, Yarbrough there, or you go Wheeler, Yarbrough.
Wheeler, Yarbrough works there. You still have $1,800 in salary left over, so Conforto, Bryce Harper, and Buster Posey as your one-offs. I'd probably change Conforto to someone else, or switch Chisenhall to Michael Brantley.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What do you think of that right there?
I love it. So I'm gonna try to pay down in most of my lineups. I'll have a few Carrasco shares, but if I'm making 20, which I'll likely do 20 lineups for this slate, then it'll be a lot of Yarbrough, it'll be a lot of Wheeler, some Bundy, some Carrasco, and maybe some Fulte even.
Okay, yeah, I haven't loaded my DK early slate lines in, so I'm going to do that now. So, if you got any other questions, people, get them in now. Otherwise, we're getting out of here because we've been doing this for way too long. Poll results. I could take a look at that quick, too. Oh, we got 109 people here. What up, everybody? Say hi to the West Coast, I guess.
Yeah. Good morning.
All right, poll results. So, not that I expect to be a ton of votes in here, but which 10K pitcher on DK is your favorite? Results say we got 9 votes for Ohtani, 3 for McCullers, and 1 for Flaherty. No votes for Aaron Nola, so congrats to Ohtani for winning that one. Favorite main slate stack, 7 votes for the A's, 4 for the Red Sox, and 2 for the Twins.
So people like the A's, Red Sox. Yeah, the Twins are going to be low owned, dude. The Minnesota Jakes. Maybe I'll go to the game. I should go to the game.
Did you go
actually,
often?
No. Every once in a while. I actually have softball games tonight, so I won't be able to do much. But
Yeah, we used to go to Phillies games all the time when it would be like either college night or dollar dogs or something like that.
Yeah.
Just try to mainline as many hot dogs as you can for a dollar.
Yeah.
You
I
never
could probably
feel good after that.
Yeah, I could probably still sneak into. I think tonight's college night, Wednesday, so I could probably get the old college ID back and sneak in.
Not me. Alrighty. I think that is it.
All right.
Boys. Tune in tonight live stream where, spoiler alert, Alex Osimo Baker gonna be on a live stream tonight. Set your clocks.
Oh yeah.
6:15 Eastern time to 6:30 Eastern time. It'll be myself, Chris Spags, and Osimo coming on to take a couple questions for us for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I also want to plug. Chris will have Switch and Hedge for Game 3 of the NBA playoffs today. There's another Playline contest, another Awesemo.com sponsored Playline contest running on Friday for Game 4. We will have content out for that as well, either late Thursday or early Friday morning. So go there. It's their biggest guaranteed tournament yet. Check that out, playline.com. If you want to sign up and haven't signed up yet, playline.com/r/Awesemo gets you a free $5, no questions asked, and then there's a percentage back on your first deposit as well. So check out that kind of stuff. Where are we at in hockey?
They play tomorrow.
They play tomorrow. There you go.
Yeah.
So nothing for hockey today.
Yeah, I'll have it out tonight or tomorrow morning.
Spotlight pitchers already out?
I'm working on it.
All right. Spotlight pitchers will be out shortly. Spotlight hitters are already out because I'm a gangster like that.
Yep.
But that's it, everybody. Tune in tonight. Alex Osimo Baker, 6:15 Eastern. Be there or be somewhere else.